Yo guys, what's going down? It's MC Noble here. Welcome back to the Lego Worlds city. The city that I haven't worked on for a few days again now. To be honest with you, I've been kind of like thinking of ideas and thinking like, what could we do? What could we do to this Lego World city, like going forward? Because when you plan a city, you know, there's a lot of things you've got to think about. You know, it's not just about houses and petrol stations. You know, there's a lot more like complex things like stadiums and stuff. And I've been having a bit of a think, like, obviously we're not at the point of building a stadium just yet, but when we come to that, like, how are we going to do it in Lego Worlds, if you get what I'm, you know, if you get my gist. So I've been having a little bit of a think, like, just sort of, you know, if we go forward with the city, etc., like, what are we going to build, like, going forward, and how are we going to build some of it? And a little bit about spacing out as well. Now, what my initial sort of plan with this city is I think over this little bridge here, the under construction bridge, we're gonna have a sort of like more sort of like town area, so like away from the sort of like, I'm sort of picturing this side where we're currently building at the moment to be like the more city sort of area. So there's going to be like shopping centres, you know, there's going to be really big aspects of the town and stuff like that, you know, really sort of, you know, the stadium and stuff will be at this side, and all the sort of like bigger buildings and stuff like that. And I'm sort of picturing over this bridge here to be kind of more like residential town, so like little shops, like the little corner shop, the, you know, the row of houses, etc. You know, a few little like high street shopping zones, but nothing out of the massive, you know, the school, the little fire station, all of that kind of stuff. So this side is definitely, this is kind of like the main sort of like aspect of everything, and we're going to also have the airport at this side of the map at some point. So what my initial plan is for this seafront is we've got to have a lot of cafes, we've got to have a lot of like arcades, we've most certainly got to have a lot of things like sort of like restaurants and like I say, amusements, maybe even like a cinema, you know, gift shops, rock shops. We've got to kind of really give this area like it's a seasidey residential area. And then sort of behind, we're going to have a few like high street shops as well. So as you can see, we do actually have the Iceland here. So I am actually going to go ahead and probably build a little car park to this Iceland. I'm thinking possibly around the back, and I'm gonna at some point sort out this interior as well. I like the interior, but if I'm gonna be completely truthful, I do find some of it to be a little bit, I think in all fairness, I made the Iceland a little bit too big, but in some ways you can't really help that as such. But I think we could sort of like most certainly make this Iceland definitely a lot better than how we have it at the moment. And I'm going to actually probably get rid of some of these freezers that we see here, and I'm probably just going to replace them with like normal shelves, etc. And then I think I'll probably turn these shelves here into another one of these. And then what I think I will possibly do is probably build these freezers back up as to how we've got them. I think in all fairness I could probably, no I can't. I thought I would actually be able to get rid of that light there, that actually broke through my, there we go. It actually broke through the, that's it, it actually broke through the the freezers look. But I think I could actually repair them freezers quite easily. And then we just need to go ahead, put a sealed floor down. I'm gonna get rid of these little like disco, like, well, not disco, I think you find them in a cinema sort of light, and literally I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it really, and try and like address this place up a little bit more, because it kind of looks a little bit sort of like abandoned, if that makes sense. It looks empty, but it looks full at the same time. So what I mean, like the shelves and things, it looks like you're exploring an abandoned supermarket from like years ago, and this is where I think we need to work on some of our fixing up skills. So for starters, I am gonna go ahead and take this. That's better already. So that already makes things look a lot better. And I'll just fix this little freezer. I'm not gonna work too much on this today. This isn't like where I really want to focus just yet. Like interiors for me, you know, I don't want to do too many interiors just yet, because they're a little like hard to come by. Right, what actually is the? Oh, I think I've just done these in like, yeah, I've done them in single ones, look. So then basically we take this along. Boom. So that there already looks absolutely fantastic, and then this here, it just goes like that. See, already like these were quite easy to sort of refix, but it's already like, right, that has to go like that. So there we go, and then literally we just turn these into see-through, the transparent basically, transparent clear look, and put that there like that, and then we just basically do the same. So these were like, they were meant to represent little freezer aisles, which is pretty cool. The one thing I was a bit gutted about within this game that you didn't get, and that was a actual like shopping trolley, because you can get a lot of like cool stuff in the vehicle section. But yeah, literally, yeah, I was just I'm sort of like still sorting out that 5 years of MC Noble stuff, which, to be fair, it's gone a lot more better than I ever imagined it was going to do. You know when you get that feeling, you know, like say for example if you host like a house party, and you know, if you get that feel like where like, you know, oh my god, like, are people actually going to turn up, blah blah blah. It's kind of a little bit like that, because I had so many, because I've never organised an event before, like never in my entire life have I organised an event, and I always throw the hat off to people, say like Dave Fallows, who does Stomping, like they do an absolutely amazing job, and it's like they do an event and then within like a couple of days after the event, they're like rolling and, you know, announcing that like the next event after that one. And it always like amazes me like how they organise everything, and it just seems so crazy to me, but it's probably like simple for them. But yeah, I'm always a little bit like, wow, like you actually pull this off, like how do you pull it off, if you get what I mean. But it's really, you know, like I say, I honestly like, I will have to put that back. But yeah, I honestly throw my hat off to people who can actually, you know, who actually like organise, and like who can actually do this sort of stuff, because it's a clever thing to do, organising an event. There's a lot of stuff that goes through it, and even though I'm only organising a sort of like more like a celebration party event, You know, there's still a lot of things that I've had to like organise and set up and, you know, like take into account, which, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, I knew they were going to break. You know, that people who actually organise real life events, you know, people that actually organise events like on a regular basis, and, you know, sort of do it, you know, on a sort of like regular basis. And like I say, when one event finishes and they're like, you know, they're rolling with the next event. You know, it must not be like the most easiest thing in the world for people to actually do, but this one that I've organised for 5 years of MC Noble, it really opens up my eyes as to like who actually supports me and who actually doesn't support me. Like, I've had so many people that have said they'll be down for this, and people who can't be down, who said like that they're not down for it, is only through like the fact that they're working or something. So like, if they weren't working, they would have, you know, they would have done it. And you know, that's like, it's just amazing that people, how many people, like I say, do actually want to back me all the way, and, you know, see me not just through this party, but through, you know, like, you know, whatever goes forward. Obviously, you know, they all want to see it do well, if that makes sense. So it's really good that I've got people that are actually up for this and are like, yeah, we'll do this. It's crazy. But yeah, and since that stream I did yesterday, I've got even more people that are booked for it. There's going to be a poster number 2 that's coming out next week, and then literally after that I'm going to make one big final poster, like a massive poster that's going to have everybody, everybody who is like a part of this is going to have all their names on it. So like every single person, their names, and sort of like everything you need to know about the event is all going to be jotted down on this flyer. So this will be like the main day. You know, the main poster is going to be like the one that is going to tell you, that's going to tell you everything that you're going to need to know about the event, etc. But this is looking better already. It looks a bit more, it doesn't look as if it's dead in here anymore. These, exactly, I want to get rid of these because I just think they look a little bit old-fashioned. And then as far as these go, like we do really need a little bit of a stock room, but I'm thinking about having that upstairs, if I'm completely honest, because we have this like little upstairs section to the building, to the Iceland look. We have this little upstairs in here. Now originally when I built this, I was going to have it as flats, I think, but I think it would be quite cool to have a little storage unit upstairs. So we're going to make a little something out back at some point, so probably something through these doors, so that basically when the truck obviously comes and delivers, there'll be a little something like a garage door type thing that will obviously happen, if that makes sense. So I might even make a little something, but the upstairs itself, it doesn't actually start till here, so we'll have to see how it goes. But I'll be planning something up in the future, but we will be having a car park here, etc. So what I am going to do, just so I remember that we're actually going to have a car park, I'm very sort of, I like to know what I'm doing, etc. So I'm actually going to take this out, look, and as you can actually see, there is actually a gap here. The road just leads to nothing. You just fall down a big hole and snuff it. No, not really, but yeah, basically this is gonna I think I have just gone and done that wrong, and I've probably just gone and ruined it all, haven't I? Right. So if I go ahead and slot that in there we go. So that's just going to basically give us an entrance to the car park, and then what I'll actually go ahead and do is I'll actually, if I can get it right. Is this right? No, it's not. That's right. And that goes in there. And we'll actually have this little road that's going to come down. And then it will actually open out into the car park, etc. So if I go ahead and get this, I think this is, so it'll then change into this, and that should actually just run firmly along here. So we'll have this that's going to run down, look, and we'll make this kind of like, we'll mark this square out. So we'll kind of do the car park now, but I'm not going to like fully detail it now, because we're going to have to work out like where we're going to put all the like, you know, the markings and stuff. It's a shame you can't also get a truck within this game. You know, getting a truck would be like, it'd be another cool thing if you could. Now I don't want this car park to be like ginormous, because Iceland's, they're not like the size of Tesco's, but you still can get some pretty decent size, you know, some pretty decent size Iceland's, and plus also as well, because we've got buildings and stuff to put, like for example there's buildings and stuff to put here, so I don't want to like, you know, I think that's a good enough size. If anything, that might even be too big, but at least now with this we have actually got space, and then we've got buildings that can obviously fulfill and go here. Now we have to have a gap here, unfortunately, because there is a window here, so we can't, unfortunately, we can't join these buildings together, but we can have a little bit of a gap. So what I'm actually going to try and do today, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Not that well, actually. I was going to go ahead and start building an arcade complex, but my iPad is currently having a charge, and my phone's actually running fairly low, so I'm probably gonna leave it now, to be honest. But I'm probably just like start sorting some more stuff out. Right. We were taking out that island the other day, weren't we? But if you actually look here, there's all these trees, look. And all these trees do actually need to go. Sorry if I'm ruining the animals' livelihoods, but a man has got to do what a man has got to do. So there we go. Literally, here's our roundabout, look. Don't want to break the roundabout. Oh my god. You see, half of the trees will get covered when we put the new you know, when we put the new like bits of ground down, but it's just these like little top bits that actually stick out. Like again here, they're all on here, look. Some of them are obviously in the air, but like some bits stay in the air, but if we can at least clear a good amount of this, we won't then hopefully have trees in our way. Like that already, it looks a lot more tidier. Just for the pure fact of cutting them trees down. So I think that is more or less like all of them. That are like really gonna block, because we're not gonna be building right out here just yet. We've still got all the other imagine if I just did this now. Watch this. Oh my days. Oh, it brought him back up. Bless his little cotton socky wocky. Oh dear. That's better already though, because you see, like I say, when we build this ground, like, let me just say we start filling it in, etc. Like that, look. It will actually get rid of these lots. Alright, they're gonna stick up just a little bit. But most of them, like all this here, you may as well just wave it goodbye. But it's because the world as well, it lowers down. So yeah, there is still some bits to get rid of, look, but like all these here, like you see how much of an improvement that is, and then like literally all we actually, I mean, we can get rid of some of this now even, look. See? And all this will just, it's almost like vacuuming it away. And the same with this, it's gone. So all we've really, I guess, got to worry about now is the higher up bits. So they're going, look, bye bye, boom, boom. But there we are. So yeah, you know what, I really can't wait for the morning. I've been going and having a morning mix recently. Well, I've just done it the past couple of days, but I'm feeling confident with my mixing a lot more now. To be honest with you, like I don't know if this is as daft as it sounds, but since I've got my CDJs, since I got them my mixing decks for Christmas, it has helped me so much. I remember just before Christmas, I used to jump on my friend Freestyle on his CDJs, and I jumped on them and I may as well jump straight back off them. I couldn't find the beat. I was struggling on them, really was. But with the hardcore now, when we're mixing the hardcore now, I'm just getting so much better. The mixing is just getting better and better. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how well I'm becoming on them. Right, here we go anyway, people. Trimming these trees out. We're giving the trees an haircut. You know what, on a reel though, oh my days, I have never, on a reel, I've never actually really explored this map, all that too well. There's all this water here. There's loads of different stuff. Skeletons, all these different kind of flowers. I mean, look at this. Is there even something in it? It's like them big flowers that open out. So many wild things. You could just imagine bees' nests in some of these trees, and but I've never. Here's the ocean at the other side, so this is the other end of the island. But what I will probably do, if we ever build out to here, which I'm pretty sure we will, this is ocean. Yeah, this is ocean, is this. What I want to do then, because this shows it's ocean, we should have done the beach at this side, most definitely, but seeing as though this says it's ocean, I'm going to get myself a boat, because I'm going to get an airboat, and while I'm still supposedly I'm gonna jump onto this boat, and we're actually gonna take a trip out to the island, out to the ocean, because I actually want to see. It's not really. See, this says it's ocean water, but in all fairness, we have actually we've soon hit another island. I'm only surprised if this doesn't join on. It doesn't join on as such, but we got all this here, look. No, this is actually fairly shallow at this point, but I don't I've never come across the edge of a map yet on this game. Imagine if it's just a never-ending map. Like, I mean, surely, like, that would be impossible. There's got to be an end of a map somewhere. Otherwise, there's something not right, like, but there's just land upon land. Like, I wonder, here we are, here's some more water, look. But then I see, this is like, look how deep this is getting now. But, saying that, here's part of my city, look. Look, here's that bridge. Alright. So let's just be a little curious, right, and let's just say we're going to go this way. What is actually out here? Oh my days, we're finding more land, look. Another island here, look. Oh, this is only a diddy thing. Oh no, it's not. Oh, well, kind of. Victor? No. Are they? What are they? Hey, up there. A little boat there, look. You know what? I don't think there is, just... Look how big this map's becoming, though. Like, it doesn't all load on the screen at once. Now we're heading back into, like, deep ocean water, look. But if it's deep ocean water, then, like, because if you look, we're, like, coming to another, like, bit of land already. Imagine if you could put all your Lego worlds into one. So imagine, like, you could, like, travel from one world to another, like, say, like, via a boat, or say, like, via a plane. That'd be wicked. You know what? Can you, I'm sure you can get, like, planes in this, or, like, is there not a helicopter in this? I actually can't remember. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's like a helicopter. Helicopter. I'm sure there was a plane. Unless I've got this right. Oh yeah, there's a small plane, look. You know what, let's jump in a little stunt plane. Can we actually take off? This'll be... Yeah, you know what? That really wasn't the best, was it? The plane's actually just destroyed. Oh dear. I've forgotten how you take off in one of these. Oh my god, like a little cave, look. See if we've got enough momentum to take off over here. Like, I know we're not really, I guess, building anything, but... Well... There's the edge of a map for you. But you know what? I've forgotten how you take off in one of these. At this point, I cannot lie. How do you actually take off in one of these? We've now got our plane stuck. This is one weird little... No, let's try a helicopter. Maybe we'll get in the air via one of them. Oh my days, there's our rocket. Can you actually like... Crazy. I wonder what the height limit is. Dive bomb. I'm just waiting for the rocket. Here it is. The rocket. Oh, it got stuck in a tree. It's in a tree, bro. But yeah, you know what? There's something damaged there. I've probably already been here. Right. Right, let's get in this little police helicopter. Right, I think I now know how to fly a plane, but please don't quote me on that. Oh my days. You actually ride one of these. You actually can. Well, on the other hand, I do actually now know how to fly a plane, which is part of the city. Oh god, first person and... Right, so this accelerates. No, I'm not related to him. Sorry people. They're quite easy to land. Can't lie. See? You know, over the fire car. Here's our roundabout, look. There's that long misty road. The road to nowhere. What the? Oh, I think it's because the world hadn't loaded. But basically, that is how you fly a plane, but... yeah. Ah, good at destroying things. Right then, people. Boom. Like, comment and share. Would I do a song with Moxa in the future? Yeah, to be honest I would. To be honest, yeah. Because to be fair, like, I don't actually mind, like, Moxa's tunes. Like, I'll be completely honest. Like, I think he's got a lot of good support going for him. Like, his YouTube's doing well. I mean, like, he's not ideally going down, like, the same route as me. Like, you know, I'm more like wanting to get out there in the rave scene. He's more like for shooting music videos, and he's more for, like, you know, sort of like expressing his feelings in his raps and stuff, which, you know, I got nothing wrong against that. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I listen to his songs, and, you know, I think, like, yeah, that's alright songs. And, you know, if he ever asks me to share anything, like whether it's through Facebook, etc., then I'll share it. I know we had the dissing war, but that was really only like a bit of fun and for a bit of publicity, etc. So, like, yeah, I'd easily and happily, like, I'd make a song with him, like, you know. Yeah, I most definitely would. Because, like, why not? I mean, like, none of us have really got anything to lose if we teamed up to make a song. It's going to help us both out, really, in the long run. Like, well, you know, like, there's a chance that we could do better from it, but at the same time, like, we're not really going to do much worse, are we? Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, boy. But yeah, I'd most definitely make a song with Moxa in the future. Because I do raps as well, so, like, I can do raps. You know, that's no hard do by, if you get what I mean. So, you know, I could quite easily rock some rap tunes as well. So I'd say do it, you know, at some point. But the only, I guess, downside to it is, like, where we live. Like, it's hard for me to travel. Like, I like, if I want to do something a bit more further, I've got to, like, travel, and that's always, like, it can be harder for me, like, traveling. But I mean, if we both got our heads in the game and we both planned it properly, we could easily sort something out. Hotcha. Oh. Boom. Front flip. Would you do a song with Chop Off? Or I don't actually know who they are. When it comes to rappers, like, I'm not like, I don't know a lot of rappers because it's not, if I'm honest, it's not really my sort of music. Like, I don't mind writing my own, like, I do my own rap tunes and stuff like that. If anything, like, it's just not really my thing. Like, I prefer more like rave music, but I do my own raps. Like, I enjoy doing my own raps, but to be honest with you, like, when it comes to like certain things, I've always preferred to do it rather than like watch somebody do it or like hear somebody do it. Like, I love my music and stuff, but you see with the rave music, it's more like, it's more uplifting, you know, like, it's getting you in a party mood, you know, it's getting you moving and grooving. Whereas like some people will, you know, they'll sit and listen to a rap song and they'll feel the rapper's emotion and they'll cry like with the song. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll cry with the song, and you know, in my opinion, like, music's never, in my opinion, was never like made to bring sadness. Like, I mean, like, years ago, like, music was uplifting and happy, you know, like, even in, I guess, like, the opera, the orchestra days, it was always sort of about, you know, enjoying the music, you know, hearing a good piece of music, I suppose dating back years. But with a lot of modern songs today, it's all about, like, trying to get a story across, or trying to get a point across, like, what somebody's been through, or how somebody's felt through something, which in my opinion, like, isn't really music. Like, it sort of ruined the whole vibe of music, in my opinion. Like, because music was supposed to be like something fun, you know, something you listen to, something you enjoy. And I guess, like, within the world we live in today, there's like a lot of other things besides music that isn't really fun anymore, you know, like a lot of different things that have changed, like, compared to years ago. So in my opinion, like, I feel kind of a little bit disappointed now that we live in this world where, like, people writing a rap song and telling, like, a story about something they've been through is kind of like a thing. Like, I hold my hat off, like, you know, I don't doubt what people have been through, you know, and I don't, you know, I sort of, like, you know, I feel sorry for people that have, you know, that have gone through, you know, what they've been through. And sometimes people can find it easier to cope, like, through writing bars. But just in my personal opinion, some people, like, who write them emotional stories, they do actually do it to bring to sort of, like, bring views in, to bring, like, attention seeking in, sort of, like, you know, wanting attention. It's like people, like, when they go on Britain's Got Talent and, you know, they're going to sing this song, and, you know, why they're going to sing this song, and they say, oh, I'm going to sing this song because of such and such, you know, this relates to someone in my life who passed away, or someone who's going through an illness, and, you know, this is their favourite song, and it gets the crowd going. And to be fair, like, in a way, like, more than the performance, that already in a way kind of, like, bags them their, like, first sort of, like, 4 yeses, because I think a lot of ways some people, like, vote for people on Britain's Got Talent, like, as well, through the stories that they've been through, like, and you'll hear all the crowd and all the judges like, oh, so sorry to hear that, blah blah blah, which obviously is sorry to hear it, but I think a lot of people sort of use it as an excuse, or, like, as an advantage to get further in, like, shows and stuff like that. And, you know, it's always something, like, you know, like, depressing or something to why someone's doing something. You know, like I say, music in a way, like I say, was supposed to bring, like, happiness and, like, joy, and it was like something that people like enjoyed, like, you know, dancing to it, you know, hearing, like I say, a good piece. But I guess it's just how things have gone. But like rave tunes and like old music, like old rave music, like it's coming back. Like a lot of like old raves that died off years ago, they're actually like promoting events again. And towns that were like big for say like bounce music and, you know, raves, they're actually coming back as well, promoting events. So like our kind of music is coming back, but as far as like listening like in the charts and stuff, you know, radio charts, blah blah blah, that's where you hear all the sort of like people telling a serious story in a song type thing, getting a message across, about like, you know, mental health or something, which, you know, in a lot of ways, like I got nothing really, you know, specifically wrong with people that do that, but I just in a way like sort of would wish like there was like another way of doing it rather than through music, because like I say, music in my eyes was supposed to be happy times. Like I don't know, like I don't know what else you would do, but I'd say more like I don't really know what like to suggest that you would do instead of like music, but I don't know, just something that would sort of like, it doesn't sort of ruin something that was, you know, made through happiness, I guess. But then again, like other things I'm thinking of can be done through happiness as well. Like I was thinking of like walks and jogs and stuff, but people can go on walks because they're just happy and enjoy walking. So to be truthful, I haven't really got a Scooby-Doo, but like I say, I don't really follow too many rappers. You know, I didn't mind some of the old school hip hop, they were quite good. Like 90s hip hop, you know, like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, all them kind of people, Fat Joe, 50 Cent, them people are like them. But I'm just not keen on all these like Lil Pump, you know, Drake, all these kind of like more like moderner rappers, all these like where you got these rap beats that are like boom, 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 where you can like really hear this bass, and you've got these like pictures of like people just fully pierced and covered up with tattoos, and you know, not my sort of thing. So there we go. What's the best? I haven't done any, so yeah. I can't really talk about that one because there's nothing to really say about it, if I'm completely honest with you. Like, I physically can't answer something that I actually don't like physically have an answer for. Why was there like something that right, let me just try something here. Not bad. Not bad. Boom. Bang bang bong. So yeah, there'll be no more streams over the weekend. I'm actually going to Hull. I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing this weekend, and then I got offered to link up with an MC who I've not actually linked up with yet. He goes by the name of MC Vane, and I just kind of thought, like, you know what, I'm actually up for that. So we're actually going round to our good friend Ben's house for a mix. He's got some brand new CDJs coming tomorrow, so we're just going to have like a mix and a jam for a few hours at night. And I'm also linking with my boy Freestyle during the daytime to hopefully finish off one of our duo rap songs, a breakbeat song, which I'm looking quite looking forward to touching up on that one. So what can I say? Bada bing, bada boom. But anyway, people, I'm gonna leave this one here. So please like, comment, share. Peace.